Welcome to the College Corner with the Adulting Queen. This is your go-to guide for all things college, whether you're currently enrolled, you're looking to enroll, you're just not sure what you want to do yet, and want to get some tips and tricks. This is the place to be. My name is Amber, aka the Adulting Queen. I went to SUNY College at Westbury for a degree in psychology, and then I went to Hofstra University for my master's in higher education and leadership policy studies.
Awesome. Hello, hello. I'm Deanna Joy with Budgets by Joy, and I earned my degree in accounting from Tennessee State University, located in Nashville, Tennessee. So when people ask where am I from, I always say I'm born, raised, and educated in Tennessee.
We love that. And
Yes.
SUNY Westbury and Hofstra are both located in New York. SUNY Westbury is part of the SUNY system, which is like the state of New York colleges, and they also have CUNY. If you're in like bigger states, you usually know about like the state systems like Texas, California, North Carolina, New York. So yes, that's where they are. And today we're going to talk about time management and organization. And as we both were just reflecting before we started recording, I was like, I don't really remember how I was keeping track of my time too much. Like, I do feel like it probably was all over the place, but things were getting done. I graduated, I made it. So, we'll talk a little bit about how are ways that you can stay on track and keep yourself organized while you were in college.
Yes. Honestly, that I feel like I had so many apps, so many planners. I think adult me has figured it out. Um, Definitely not
Yes.
college me. I would say I had to do the trial and error.
Yes, yes. Because I think, like we were saying too, in high school, you got those agendas, which they stopped giving out, I feel like. And that helped you because you would have to write like everything down, all your school dates and everything would be in there. But when you get to college, you're managing like 4 to 5 different classes with different professors and different timelines and all that stuff. Then if you have a job, if you want to get involved on campus, breaks, it's a lot to keep up with.
Facts.
But some ways that you can, and they might sound simple, but I feel like the hardest part about time management and getting yourself organized is actually doing it. So these are things that really can cost you no money. It's really more so taking time to get yourself organized and together. But you can get a planner or a digital calendar, and all of our phones have calendars on them, so you can use that. And there's plenty of apps that you can also use to move things around. One of the ones that I had was the Artful Agenda. I think that was what it was called. It was really cool. It was like linking to your Google Calendar, but you can input any like unique things you wanted. You could take notes. It almost was like, well, it was a digital planner. I just need paper. But if you're a digital person, that could be a great app. You do have to pay for it, but they give you the trial so you can see if it's going to work for you. You can color coordinate, you can change up the theme. So that's really nice if you're an iPad person that you want to put it on there. You can also put it on your phone, but iPad looks better. Also can use it on your computer. So no matter what you use for your planner or digital calendar, you just need to use one. That is literally step one.
Facts.
And then breaking your large projects into small tasks. So if you get a 15-page paper, don't wait until the night before. I know that's like what we typically would do, but don't do that. That's not good because then you're stressed trying to get 15 pages in before the next day. So break it down that you know when the due date is and work backwards. Like I'll do a page a day. And then sometimes you might do more than that and you're going to make it through the paper quicker than you thought. This next one is for sure something that I did not do in college is setting a daily routine. Like, yes, you have your classes, you might have some meetings and stuff that are the same, but outside of that, like I wasn't doing stuff I was doing now and being mindful of like, oh, I'm gonna be like burnt out and tired, or I'm gonna be like running behind schedule because I have all these things back to back to back. So set a daily routine. I just was talking to one of my students about this last week that they're off of class on like Tuesday and then they have the weekends off, obviously. So I'm like, so what are you doing in between these times? Like what time do you wake up? Like when are you going to bed? When are you doing homework? Like you really need to start doing the same things on the same days because then it just programs your mind to be like, okay, this is what we got to do. And then you start doing it on autopilot without even realizing. And then all of your stuff is done.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one before I turn over to Deanna about other things that you can do to tangibly do these, like, yes, we're giving you the overall basic of like, do this, do that. But then we're actually going to say, like, how do you do it or what is the
Mm-hmm.
best way? But the last one is to use the Pomodoro technique. So using short bursts of time. So going back to the example of waiting to the last night to do a 15-page paper, you don't want to do that. You want to give yourself like 30 minutes at a time, 40 minutes at a time, and then take a break. If you don't take a break when you're doing work, you can get very, very burnt out and tired. And then you're just going to be like, I can't get anything done. And that's not the goal. You need to get your work and stuff done. So breaking up your work blocks into sections of like, I'll work for 30 minutes, take a break for 10, work for 30 minutes, take a break for 10, work for 30 minutes, take a break for 10 will help you to accomplish so much more because your brain will have a break. And you should typically have a break away from a screen. That's very hard these days because everything is on a screen, whether it's your phone, computer, iPad, TV. So that part is hard, but to get it down first, just take a break.
Yes. Your body will appreciate it, because there's a reason why we have summer break. We mentally need to prepare for going full throttle all over again. So I will definitely say I had to learn the hard way because I did summer school every summer to boost my GPA, and time management was required for that. Um, Mainly because I had to prioritize tasks and prioritize things on a to-do list that I feel like most students weren't. So when I was doing my part-time job or whatever the case, I was still working and still going to school. So my 4 years, I felt like went by like a breeze because I was always in school. So even though I took one class during the summer, I would always take like my public speaking. I would do that during the summer, or certain things that were like requirements for throughout the school. I would take one course to really just boost my GPA throughout the goal was for that. Um, but always it may or may not happen. But take advantage of just having breaks. Listen to your bodies because that's really just key. But if you are not one of those who go to the grocery store, take their list, it's time for you to start. Um, there's a reason why grocery lists exist, to-do lists exist, because it allows you to not skip the high priorities of things. A lot of times you will go get everything you need, but the chips for the dip. And so those are things you just want to get in front of when it comes to time blocking. I feel like I didn't learn time blocking until I had an app that was really dedicated towards like, oh, breaking down my time and realizing that, oh, I need this. I need to see what's happening from 6 to 7 versus just volunteering my time and saying, oh, yeah, I'll go. Or, yeah, I'll take you this place because I was definitely a stickler for overbooking. When it came time for friends who needed those rides, I would be like, oh, but I have a call or I have something else to do. And I overbook myself often. So don't be like me. I had to learn. I now have the digital planner and also a paper planner for a reason. And then also, like many things, avoid getting multitasking. I would say it's something that we naturally do, especially as women, multitask, but it's not something that we have to do, especially in college. We are already focused on a class at a time. Do your studying the same way. Take a class at a time, break it down, focus on things that really make sense for you, and it will lead to less errors. And I say that from my own experience of certain things of getting prepared for papers, or like they ask for a certain layout for your how you handled your papers, and you did a totally different layout. And those are things that they're sticklers for the college professors and not sticklers for you. But you have to read all the details to make sure you're handing over what is asked at the same time. So doing it your own way is not the best way. And that also leads to staying realistic with your goals, because a lot of us have the goal of 4 years in and out. And sometimes it may take an extra semester, or it may take another year. And those are things that I feel like you have to stay realistic to your plan at the end. Because if your GPA isn't there, like for myself in accounting, you just have to stand out with your GPA as well. So that's the reason why I stuck around and to get my GPA up, was because I wanted my end goal to match what was happening. So I didn't want to be left out for a job opportunity because my GPA wasn't set in a certain way. So I gave them no excuses and to tell me no when it came to future jobs I wanted. So you have to be realistic with your goals also and breaking down those tasks. So procrastination, I feel like, is in all of us, but we also have to fight it with our goals and our bit and ambition behind it too. Because the dedication of graduating and passing, um, getting your diploma is a real thing that a lot of people went to college for and didn't actually have that as their goal. They just wanted to go to college.
No, that
And
really is the number one goal, graduate. Like
yes,
that's your goal. That's the main goal of you pursuing this degree is to graduate. Because
facts.
even if you say like I'm going to school to get a job, I'm going to school to better my family, if you don't graduate, you're not really getting to those other two goals. So the first goal when you're in college is to graduate.
Facts. Please remember that at the end of the day. Because everything else from parties and everything else happening can get overwhelming. But you don't want to kind of walk yourself into those situations because it can be prevented. So just making sure that you have the end goal in mind. Every party you go to, every time you're studying, those who are around you also realize, hopefully, that they have the same goal as well because you don't want to affiliate yourself with people who are just kind of attending and not really wanting the same goals as that you have. So it allows you to not be like the weird one in the group, making sure that you have different goals as others. And
Yeah.
also just making sure you are around like-minded people allows you to stick to the plan.
Yeah. And I think like time management in college is not just about your classes. You're still a human, which I think that the way the world has shifted, students in college have way more priorities than I can say maybe we did when we were in school. And it wasn't necessarily like that long ago that we were really in school, but the world has changed. And I feel like the pandemic for sure shifted that. So don't just think about, okay, I need to manage my time for school. Like you also need to manage your time for going home for breaks, seeing your family, talking to your friends from home if you're still trying to keep those relationships. If you get a job, doing extracurricular things on campus, like going to parties, going to different club meetings, going to programs and things that they do, because every day on campus, there's always something going on. Thinking about when you even need to eat like and sleep, like I really recommend for you to block those times off. And I understand it can feel weird, but I promise that you start doing if you start doing that in college, it will just roll over to when you're getting older and like you graduate and you're acclimated to your first job, because you will have a routine. You went
Yes.
from high school routine, you had a routine there, you were there the same time every day, same schedule every day. To go to college, that's like a free for all, which is good because you feel like you have freedom, but you also need to learn how to manage your time. Hence
Mm-hmm.
this whole entire video.
Absolutely that. We are literally giving this advice because we've been in your shoes. And we also made mistakes along the way that we want to make sure that you aren't doing the same. Me personally, I felt like I was out here enjoying college my freshman year more than I should have. Um, so I learned that that's why I had to go to school during the summertime because I had to prioritize my degree at first.
Yes, no, I for sure agree. But college was a great time, so still have fun, but
Please.
responsibly and learn skills that are going to help you for when you graduate and you finish your degree.
Yeah, and a little bit of everything that you're doing now is some way that you can throw it onto your resume later. So don't underestimate the fact of you're just helping out a friend right now. Maybe that friend is leading you to your assistant role as production assistant someday. So those are
Yeah.
things that you just never know.
Yeah, no, I for sure agree. And please share this with a friend. Comment below if you have any tips, tricks, questions that will be answered, whether it's related to time management or not. College Corner is again about any and every question. We are going to work to answer things that we feel like we should know or have known or wish we knew. And also, I will be getting other people on that just talk about random different things regarding college, whether they work in a college, whether they have worked at a college, have a child in a college, literally so many things that we can talk about we're regarding college. So please drop your comments below, follow, subscribe. You can find me on all social media at The Adulting Queen. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. The website is theadultingqueen.com. Obviously, here on YouTube, The Adulting Queen. So not hard to find. Please follow, subscribe, and share with your friends. And where can they find
Yes.
you?
They can find me everywhere from YouTube, LinkedIn to TikTok under Budgets by Joy, and that's Budgets with an S and Joy with an I, because my mom made sure I was different.
We love it. Thanks for watching.